Ray.
Yeah, and the radar is starting to pick up on these bands of heavier rain, and we're going to start seeing more of these starting to fill in here over the next couple of hours. So this is where we start to get that heavier precipitation. And keep in mind, we had some very heavy rain earlier that already triggered some flash flooding, so the ground is saturated, and it won't take much to trigger additional flooding. And this is already starting to creep up from south to north, and you'll notice that there's more yellows in here than what we had earlier, and that's going to continue to be the trend as this band lifts up, and it's sticking pretty much to the model projections we've been using for the past couple of days into town here. Right now, the rain moving into Pittsburgh's light. Most of the rain around is light, but as we continue through the night, it will pick up in intensity, and that's going to leave us with isolated flash flooding as you go up to the north of Pittsburgh, from Pittsburgh down to the South Hills, back to Washington and into Wheeling. That's where we'll see scattered potential for flash flooding, numerous flash floods, not out of the question. South of Pittsburgh from the South Hills down to I-70 in Uniontown, from Uniontown back to Somerset, down to Garrett County, down into Morgantown. That's where we're likely going to see widespread flooding, because that's where the focus of the heaviest rain is going to be, from south of Pittsburgh to the east. And that's where we're going to get the best shots for flash flooding as this low continues to move across the area. Now, the other thing that it's doing is interacting with this stationary boundary that is pretty much stalled out here. This is going to bend up a little bit to the north, but as this moisture lifts into that, it just wrings it out, and that's why we're seeing some heavy rain potential. Now, sometimes these systems can bring a tornado with the shear that they provide. That's not the biggest concern for us. If we got a tornado warning, northern West Virginia would be the area where we would look for that to be the case. When it comes to winds, that's not a concern for this. It's mainly a flooding issue that we're going to see, from flash flooding potentials tonight into tomorrow, to river flooding as we head tomorrow night into Thursday. That's going to be a little bit of a lag. So as the heavy rain's falling, that's where we get the flash flooding. And after that, after the sun comes out, even on Thursday, there's going to be flooding potential, especially for some major flooding at the Braddock Lock, on the Mon, Charleroi, Point Marion, also areas that could experience some major flooding, moderate flooding in Elizabeth, the Yacht at Sutersville, moderate flooding there. And if you live in a flood-prone area, you need to pay very close attention, because we are expecting this heavy rain to lift in here. And with that the case, we're going to see this this moderate to very heavy rain lifting into Pittsburgh through about 7, 8 a.m. And then it's going to shift a little bit down to the south. And you'll start to see, with that being the case, that the focus of the heavy rain is right in that area where we're going to see numerous to widespread potential for flash flooding that I showed you earlier. So this is the trouble spot here. But you can see some of that flash flooding trying to occur in Pittsburgh as well. By the time we're at 2 p.m., the rain's going to be clearing out of Pittsburgh. Still some steady rain in Greensburg, but the heaviest of it, Somerset County, Johnstown, central Pennsylvania, and that'll move on. We could still see some spotty showers into tomorrow evening, but generally that'll be clearing out. So the moral of this story is that flooding potential is high. It gets higher as you move south and east of Pittsburgh. And if you do come across water-covered roadways, you're going to want to turn around and not drown, because that's how most people die in flooding-related incidents. They try to pass through it in their car. You'll get stuck. We see it time and time again, and you do not want to appear on our newscast being one of the people rescued from trying to drive through high water. And that comes with the heavy rain that we're expecting, and the heavy rain that's saturated our ground throughout the course of the day today. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have some sunshine, maybe a spotty shower Sunday and Monday, but overall, after we get through tomorrow, the forecast looks a whole lot better. And Ken told you about the KDKA weather app and scanning the corner of the screen, but get the KDKA weather app as well. That works very nicely with the news app, and it gives you hourly forecast, daily forecast alerts. If there is severe weather in your area, this app will let you know about it. It's a free one. Search CBS Pittsburgh in the App Store and Google Play.